bucket go, bud? How's it going, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Go. I think this is going to be our last relatively warm day for at least a couple of days. I think it's going to get down, you know, below freezing here for sure. But today's pretty nice. A little bit of a breeze, but at least the sun isn't coming right into the camera today. Look out, cat. Go on. As always, my friend the cat here, right at my feet. How's it going, Alejandro? How are you doing today? Man, I don't know what it is about that arrow. I don't know if it's the way I fletched it. I don't know what. You will always rock it that high. Alejandro, why the hell would you be sad? What's going on, man? Hafid, I think I pronounced that right. How are you today? How you doing? Come on, cat. Man, there's somebody getting some shooting in. Marsha, how are you today? I'm pretty sure you've shown up every stream for the past, like, whole bunch of them. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's that arrow. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the way I fletched it or what. I will always shoot wonky with it. Probably gonna have to refletch that or something. You love what? All right, I'm gonna try this one. Jurassic. I don't know. Maybe I got it. How you doing, man? I got nothing, man. Sorry, Electro, I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what to tell you there. I'm sure you're saying something like, oh man, I love watching this guy shoot bow and arrow. So dope. You know, I watch him all the time. That's how I'm going to translate that. I'm sure it might say something different, but we're going to go ahead and go with that. Once again, if anybody wants to try and talk to me in Esperanto, feel free. We can give that a whirl. I am but a comensanto. But yeah, if you want to give it a whirl, let's do that. All these other languages, Russian, Spanish, or whatever, can't do it. But I'm shooting high again. You know, I'm really thinking about upgrading this target a little bit. I really am. I've got, you know, who knows how long before the ground is completely frozen. But I'm thinking about throwing some poles in the ground, maybe putting up a backstop, something like that. Look at this cat. Look at that. Right there. Just wants to sit right in front of the target. Come on, cat. Come on, buddy. But yeah, if I don't get off my lazy ass and get those poles in the ground, that is not going to happen till next spring. Come on. You know, and taking longer shots, I'm going to be losing arrows like crazy. You know, and that's because, you know, over here you can get snow that's like, you know, 2 feet deep. You fire an arrow into that, you're not going to be seeing that till spring again, you know. And we can't be having that shit. Not practical. See, like that. Right there. It's the kind of problem I'm talking about. There was snow on the ground. Never find that arrow again. I know what you're saying. Well, just hit the target. That won't be a problem. Well, I suppose you're right. You know, it's funny. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie Castaway, but sometimes I kind of feel that way. You know, just out here shooting arrows, basically talking to myself. You know, because for the most part, people either do not speak to me or they don't speak English. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, the phone here is kind of like Wilson. Although I do occasionally talk to the cat. You know, and the cat is a living, sentient being. He does respond. You know, so there is that little bit of interaction. But other than that, you know, I'm basically out here just being a crazy person. You know, just talking to nothing. Talking to this camera. It's kind of weird in a way. You know, but there are people here. You know, it says there's 128 of you. You know. You are, for some reason, whatever that reason may be, you are watching me shoot these arrows. It's really befuddling to me. All right, yeah. Mehmet Erkan, here he is. He's got something to say. Definitely not anything I can understand. You're from Turkey, I take it? I'm sure it's a wonderful place. I know you guys, I don't know if it's coffee or tea you guys make that's really nice. You know, you get the sand and you put the cup in there or whatever. All right. Hello, bro. Yes, there you go. The King's English. How are you, Mehmet? How are you doing today? Are you from Turkey? Was I correct? It is. Joe, it is a beautiful sunset today. And you know, the most beautiful part about it is normally, you know, on a day that isn't, you know, overcast like this, the sun would be beaming directly into the camera and you wouldn't really be able to see shit. But yeah, not today. You're good? Well, I'm just damn glad to hear that, Mehmet. You know? In fact, I hope everybody watching is having a good day, you know? No, I am not. I'm in the upper Midwest, the Great Plains of South Dakota. I don't know if you guys have ever been here, but teacher, your English isn't very good, but you're watching you with pleasure. Well, you know what? I'm glad you're getting so much pleasure out of this, Mehmet. And I would not use me as an English teacher if that's what you're trying to say. You know, I'm not exactly a master of the English language. No, this is a right-handed bow. It's funny you should say that. I am left-handed, but I shoot right-handed. Unless I actually am shooting left-handed and I'm just an idiot. But I think the camera mirrors things, you know? Man, I am fucking up. Just sky busted that one over the target like crazy. Well, thank you very much, Mehmet. Yes, I have. You know, I am not like a big game hunter. I like basically with a bow and arrow, I hunt rabbits, and I hunt. You know, I bow fish, and that's about it. I don't shoot any deer or elk or anything like that. And the only other type of hunting I do is with a shotgun. You know, I do a lot of pheasant hunting, geese, ducks, things like that. But yeah, no like deer and stuff. Felipe Renaud, how are you, man? I am drawing the string with my right hand. Here. So this is my left hand. I am drawing with my right. And yeah, I know it's a little confusing because of the way the camera is, you know, but that is what I'm doing. Joe, do you do any hunting? Jorge Morone, how's it going? Kurai8, how's it going? No hunting from Joe. Well, have you ever thought about it? Yeah, the image is reversed. It absolutely is. I don't know if you can see this or not. Probably can't. But the cat has decided to walk right next to the target. So I'm going to have to go and get his ass out of the way. Timur Al-Majali, I think. I don't know. Nice to see you, man. Come on, cat. Oh, you've got a crossbow. Well, that'll make things a lot easier. Well, I'm guessing you live in a city or something like that. You know, there's nothing close where you can just, you know, hit a gravel road and, you know, go hunt rabbits or something. So I would assume no matter where you are in the States, you're going to find either cottontails or, you know, possibly even a jackrabbit. Now me, I can just walk out the door and just go hunting whenever I want, you know, which is not something I take for granted. I really appreciate, you know, that aspect of kind of living where I do. I mean, there's some drawbacks, but that is really nice. Yeah, you know, there are a few things as well that I do right-handed just better than I do left. And I don't know if it's because I've watched other people do things right-handed, and then just by virtue of doing that, my brain thinks that that's just the way you do it. You know, like if I play a guitar, if I shoot a bow, I'm going to definitely do those things right-handed. But throwing a ball, that's left-handed every time. Writing, you know, anything like that. And I have tried to shoot this bow left-handed. I just suck at it. You know, it's crazy. You'd think I'd be better, but I am not. Kebrin Green. It's a hell of a name. I have never heard that name before. Of course, I haven't heard a lot of the names that get said in this chat here, but Green, I would assume you're probably from the States or maybe Canada or something like that. I have never heard that name. I don't know, maybe you're from Europe. Oh, USA. Yeah, I kind of figured. Green's kind of a USA last name. Oh, no shit. Yeah, well, I'd assume there's a lot of, crossover between the U.S. and Canada. You're talking about getting a Robin Hood, putting an arrow in an arrow? No. I am not that good of an archer. I'm good enough to hit rabbits and carp, but like competition archery where you're getting Robin Hoods and shit like that, that is not me, you know? And I don't, you probably don't notice while you're watching me, because I'm kind of in a weird position on camera or whatever, but I'm actually not aiming, when I shoot at the target. I shoot completely instinctually, which, I get all right groups, I can get a group the size of a small plate or whatever, but I'm not like firing them into, groups the size of a Coke can, or anything like that. But it's good enough to do what I do. I'll tell you what, in this low light we got right now, it looks a little brighter on camera than it actually is, and I'm not quite sure why that is, but it's pretty low light, so getting any kind of a decent group right now kind of sucks. Rideable narrow gauge miniature railways. There's something. It's kind of an interesting thing. Oh, so you've seen someone get a Robin Hood? Yeah, I've never seen that. There is a guy I work with. I work at a warehouse, and there's a guy who, he's not shooting with a recurve, but he shoots with a compound bow and a sight and all that shit. He can do that. Beyond Might and Magic, you're in Warsaw, Poland right now? Holy hell, man. How's that? I always thought Poland was a really interesting place, and if I wasn't so terrified of airplanes, it might be somewhere I'd want to go, but I don't see that anytime in my future. Maybe I'll make it to Canada. I can drive there, but man, this is a noisy bow. Well, I'm glad to hear that, man. I know over in your area there's a bunch of shit going down that is not good, so hopefully that stays away from you. Yeah, if you're using a recurve bow and you're getting Robin Hoods, you're doing pretty damn good. I know there's a lot of people out there who can do that, but I'm certainly not one of them. This cat doesn't stop walking in front of the target. Maybe I'll put an arrow in him. Come on. Get out there, cat. Yeah. Those cats, at least the ones that live around here, they got a they got it pretty easy. You know, ain't got to go to work, ain't got to do nothing. Yeah, it sounds like Russia, they're just kind of fucking with everybody right now. Probably gonna come back and bite him in the ass eventually. But, you know, you could say the same about the United States right now too. So, you know, people in glass houses, I suppose, shouldn't throw stones. Yeah, you know, I like how nice and rigid aluminum arrows are. These fiberglass ones are just so damn cheap, though. I can't stop buying them, you know. And the bow I'm shooting right now is only a 35-pound bow, so, you know, having a lighter arrow is kind of nice. George Vieira, how's it going, man? How accurate am I? Oh, maybe a pie plate at 20 yards. You know, not dinner plate size, you know, pie plate. Yeah, I mean, there's some people who, you know, don't like these arrows, but like I said, at a 35-pound draw, I don't really have to worry about it. You know, if I was shooting something heavier, like 70 pounds, yeah, then I'd start to worry a little bit. I really need to tune this bow. I don't know if you can hear it while I'm shooting, but it makes a terrible sound. You know, what I ought to do is somehow figure out how I can get a second camera down there by the target. You know, I see some people that are streaming, they got like a dual view, you know, from the bottom down, you know, whatever. Oh, you can hear that bow sounded like shit? Yeah, I bet you can. Yeah, it just sounds awful. Man, something's got my geese just pissed off. I don't know what. They ain't very happy. Wouldn't be a mink over here. I do have mink on the property. Yeah, but I mean, if I could get 50 subs on another channel, I could do like a dual stream with another account and split the screen that way, I think. So, something I could do. But yeah, no, there's definitely mink here, and I used to trap them when I was a kid, you know, but fur prices have gone completely to hell. It's not even worth killing them anymore. And that's the same with everything, you know, mink and coons and coyotes. You know, I mean, people are still hunting them, but I think just for the sport of it, but not me anymore. You know, and we used to have a guy who would come once a week, and he would, you know, there's a gas station up the road from me, and he'd buy furs once a week during the season, but shit, he don't even come anymore. Oh yeah. Yeah, they do. You know, the last mink I saw in this place, I've got a little path cut into my hay field that I can walk along the creek. Last mink I saw, something killed his ass. I don't know what the hell it was, maybe an owl or something. But I cleaned his skull off, you know, because my wife likes, you know, to collect little skulls and shit. And, you know, he had a hole on top of his head, so some kind of predatory bird must have got him. I don't know, man. I've had something kill several of my geese, and I don't know if that was eagles or... I doubt a mink would be able to kill a goose, maybe, probably. But I'm guessing what killed these were eagles. That's really more of my problem. And I had the occasional coyote come through, you know, and you can see their tracks in the snow when it snows. And I got a couple of game cams out there, and I keep kind of tabs on what's out there. But I don't know if the coyotes are actually coming up into the yard here or not. No, it's not. It's oh, what the hell is this? Deer seeker. Just a cheapie. But it's been an all right bow, you know. I mean, it shoots as good as anything else. I know my old man's got a bear, and it's a good bow, but I mean, to be honest with you, is it that much better? I don't know. Probably is. Exactly. Exactly. You got to get out here and practice, otherwise, you know, what's it even matter? Oh, no shit. Well, how was it? You know, was it nice having, or? Doobs, how's it going, man? I've known a couple people with pet coons, and they were pretty cool. But I've never seen a pet coyote before, I'll say that. I can imagine if you treat it right, you know, it's like any other dog. Wouldn't want to piss it off, though, I suppose. Well, that's like any other dog, I guess. Oh, yeah. Well, that'd be all right in the summer. I don't know if it gets cold where you are, but in the winter that would suck. Well, boys, it's getting pretty damn dim out here. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, the sun has gone down over the horizon, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. But hey, thanks everybody for watching, and you can catch me at about the same time just about every day. No shit. Huh. Well, that's really something. Well, if you guys want to stop back and shoot some more bow with me again, be sure to subscribe and catch me here at about the same time tomorrow. I'll see you later.